The Hisuian Decidueye 7-star Tera Raids have been officially announced in Pokémon Scarlet and Violet. If you're still catching your breath from the end of the Mewtwo Tera Raids and the release of the DLC, do not worry, we got you covered with some of the best builds around. Welcome back to another Dan-squared video, you Danimals. I can't believe we're already bringing you another 7-star Tera Raid announcement. It feels like Mewtwo just ended. But I couldn't be more excited for what looks like the start of a new run of starter Pokemon and 7-star Tera Raids. We're starting off with the great one, Hisuian Decidueye. It's going to be Tera-type Grass, which sets the stage for the 4 new legendary Pokemon to really shine in this raid. If you're watching this video, we want you to join the Dan-squared Discord and to join us live on stream to take on Decidueye during the whole event starting Thursday, October 5th at 8 PM Eastern Time. Now before we can talk counters for this raid, we need to talk about Hisuian Decidueye. It has solid stats all around, it has higher attack than special attack, but I would not be surprised to see Hisuian Decidueye be a mixed attacker. Its special defense is 15 points higher than its defense, so we'll want to favor physical attacks if we can. A special defense of 95, however, is not going to scare us away from using special attacking Pokemon, as you will see later in the video. Hisuian Decidueye is relatively slow. It has a base speed of 60, which is going to help us a lot in this Tera Raid. All of the 7-star Tera Raid Pokemon so far have had their hidden abilities, so we expect the same from Hisuian Decidueye. Its hidden ability Scrappy lets it hit Ghost-type Pokemon with normal and fighting-type moves. This is very important because it buffs Decidueye's best move in this Tera Raid, Triple Arrows. 7-star Hisuian Decidueye is going to be Tera-type Grass. Tera Grass has 5 weaknesses: Bug, Fire, Flying, Ice, and Poison. Right away, because of Triple Arrows and the ability Scrappy, we'll be ruling out most Ice-type Pokemons for this raid. Now let's talk about Decidueye's moveset. Triple Arrows is Hisuian Decidueye's signature attack, and it's the move we're most afraid of in this Tera Raid. It has a very strong 90 base power, but we're actually more scared of the effects of the move. It has a 50% chance to lower our Pokemon's defense stat by 1 stage. This could get out of hand fast if we don't have a way to buff up our defense or negate these effects. It also has a 30% chance to make our Pokemon flinch. That is why Decidueye being slow helps us so much. If we move before Decidueye, it can't make us flinch. For its grass stab, it has a couple options, but we think it's going to have Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade, just like Triple Arrows, has a base power of 90. It also has an increased critical hit chance, which could be pretty evil. Another useful grass type move that Decidueye could have would be Trailblaze. It only has a base power of 50, but it raises the user's speed by 1 stage. By raising its own speed, Decidueye could move before us and then have a 30% chance to make us flinch with Triple Arrows. Now let's talk about coverage moves. We think Hisuian Decidueye is going to get a flying type coverage move because it's a bird, and that would give it coverage against bug type Pokemon. Depending on how difficult Game Freak wants to make this raid, they could give Hisuian Decidueye a rock type coverage move of either Smackdown or Rock Tomb. A rock type coverage move would let Hisuian Decidueye hit flying, bug, and fire type Pokemon for super effective damage. This would leave poison type as the only type that could hit Hisuian Decidueye for super effective damage without receiving it. Hisuian Decidueye has a really deep move pool of supporting moves. We wouldn't be surprised to see it start off the Tera Raid with a turn 0 Feather Dance to lower our attack by 2 stages. If that happens, we'll have to rely on Defiant physical attacking Pokemon and special attackers. It also gets both Nasty Plot and Swords Dance, so it could very easily be a mixed attacker and do a ton of damage with either physical attacking or special attacking moves. In this video, we're going to focus on counters of 3 types: Fire, Flying, and Poison. I can't wait any longer, let's get right into these builds. Here's a high-level look at our 6 builds for taking down 7-star Hisuian Decidueye. We have 2 builds for each Tera type, 1 physical attacking and 1 special attacking. We have builds utilizing the new DLC Pokemon, and we have builds without DLC Pokemon. Make sure you stick around to the end to see our bonus support build. Now let's take a look at each of these Decidueye counters. Ogerpon with the Hearthflame Mask is our first build for taking down 7-star Hisuian Decidueye. Ogerpon is our physical attacking Fire Tera counter. Our Ogerpon build has max HP EVs, max attack EVs, and we put the final 4 into defense. We gave it an adamant nature to increase its attack while lowering its special attack because we're only using 1 physical attacking move. That move is Ivy Cudgel. It may appear as a grass type move, but it changes its type to whatever type of mask that Ogerpon is holding. So in our build, Ivy Cudgel is going to be a fire type attack. It hits like a ton of bricks and it has an increased critical hit rate. We can power this up further with Swords Dance. We use Charm to lower Hisuian Decidueye's attack by 2 stages. Synthesis provides some recovery for this build. We cannot hold a Shell Bell or another held item for recovery because our Ogerpon has to hold the Hearthflame Mask. Because of this, Ogerpon is going to be best used in group Tera Raids with a support Pokemon like our bonus support build, which you'll see at the end. To best use this build, get powered up with 3 Swords Dance and start swinging with Ivy Cudgel. Pair this build with a support build that can lower Decidueye's defense and you're going to be hitting for some insane damage. This build is most likely going to have the highest damage output of any build in group Tera Raids. Plus it's so adorable, so we'll take any excuse to use Ogerpon. Next is the special attacking fire counter. Here's our Iron Moth build for taking down 7-star Hisuian Decidueye. Our build has max HP EVs, max defense EVs, and we put the final 4 into HP. Our build has a modest nature to further increase its special attack while lowering its attack, because we're only concerned about doing damage with special attacking moves. This gives our Moth a whopping special attack of 416. Fiery Dance is the key to this build. It has a strong base power of 80, but more importantly, it has a 50% chance to raise Iron Moth's special attack by 1 stage. Pair this with Acid Spray, which as we know lowers the target special defense by 2 stages, and Iron Moth can do a ton of damage. Once we're at +6 special attack, we can switch from Fiery Dance over to Flamethrower for the slight damage boost and the chance to burn Hisuian Decidueye. Burning Decidueye would lower its physical attack, helping the survivability of this build. We can also lower Decidueye's attack by 1 stage with Lunge. This build and the other 4 after this on the list all use the Shell Bell held item for some recovery. This build has a really good chance to solo Decidueye next to some AI allies with the ability Intimidate. Thanks to Fiery Dance and Acid Spray, it can lower Decidueye's special defense and raise its own special attack, compounding for some huge damage. Plus, Iron Moth was just in the spotlight last week, so it's a very accessible Pokemon to build, especially for those trainers without the Teal Mask DLC. Up next is our physical attacking Tera Flying counter. Here is our Fezandipiti build for taking down 7-star Hisuian Decidueye. This build has max HP EVs, max attack EVs, and we put the final 4 into defense. We went with an adamant nature to further boost our attacking power, lowering our special attack, because we're only concerned about doing damage with physical attacking moves. We went with Fezandipiti's hidden ability Technician. Technician provides a 50% damage increase to moves with a base power of 60 or less. This makes each hit of Dual Wing Beat have a base power of 60, making the attack have a base power of 120 in total. Swords Dance powers up Dual Wing Beat. For group Tera Raids, we can bring an Icy Wind to lower Decidueye's speed. This will be important if we're raiding with any slower Pokemon, or Decidueye ends up using Trailblaze. For solos, we can replace this with Roost for some extra healing. We use Charm to lower Decidueye's attack by 2 stages. This build uses the Shell Bell held item for some recovery. To best use this build, start off with a Charm or 2 to lower Decidueye's attack. Then use Swords Dance to buff your own attack. Then start swinging with Dual Wing Beat. Next up is the special attacking Tera Flying counter. Here's our Mandibuzz build for taking down 7-star Hisuian Decidueye. This build has max special attack EVs, max defense EVs, and put the final 4 into HP. Even with max EVs, perfect IVs, and a modest nature, Mandibuzz only has a special attack of 229. So what's the appeal of using this build when we saw that Iron Moth has a special attack of 416? It's the ability Big Pecs, which prevents Mandibuzz from having its defense lowered. Combine that with Mandibuzz's formidable defense of 309, and this build has a ton of survivability. Mandibuzz has an excellent moveset for this raid, which helps make up for its low special attack. This build's moveset is all about dealing damage with Hurricane. It also has the chance to confuse Decidueye, which could make it miss some turns attacking. Hurricane may have a base power of 70, but it never misses while it's raining. So this build packs Rain Dance to make sure Hurricane never misses. Mandibuzz uses Fake Tears to soften up Decidueye for Hurricane. Nasty Plot powers up Hurricane. Thanks to the ability Big Pecs, its favorable typing, and its high defense, Mandibuzz should have no problem surviving against Decidueye. What's left to be seen, however, is can 16 Hurricanes do enough damage to solo 7-star Decidueye? This build takes a while to set up, but once it gets rolling, I think it should be sneakily really strong. Next up is our physical attacking Poison Tera counter. It is our Okidogi build for taking down Decidueye. Our build has max HP EVs, max attack EVs, and put the final 4 into defense. We gave it an adamant nature to further boost its attack while lowering its special attack, giving Okidogi an incredible attack of 390. We kept the signature ability of the Loyal Trio on our Okidogi. Toxic Chain gives all of our moves the chance to inflict the status condition Badly Poisoned on the target. This allows us to not only inflict extra damage on Decidueye, but also to set up Venoshock for our special attacking poison type allies. Our Okidogi is a mixed supporter and attacker. We have Bulk Up for now to raise our defense as an answer to triple arrows. We're looking for a move to replace Bulk Up. If Decidueye ends up using special attacking moves, we can use Snarl instead here. We can use Howl to raise our attack and the attack of all of our allies. We hit for massive poison type damage with Poison Jab. For now, we're packing Taunt until we see Decidueye's moveset. Taunts may prevent Decidueye from buffing itself or debuffing us during the raid. This was incredibly useful during the Rillaboom 7-star raids, stopping it from using Growth a second time and Bulk Up. This build is best used in group raids to inflict a poison status condition on Decidueye and to power up its physical attacking allies. It will also be hitting for a ton of damage with Terrasilize's Poison Jab, even without a way to debuff Decidueye's defense. Fire-type Ogerpon may be the best build for group Tera Raids, but we saved the best build for solo Tera Raids for last. It's our special attacking poison type counter. Here is our Munkidori build for taking down 7-star Hisuian Decidueye. Our Munkidori has max special attack EVs, max defense EVs, and we put the final 4 into HP. Its modest nature further boosts its special attack, giving it a whopping special attack of 394. The Toxic Chain ability is one of the keys to this build. It allows us to inflict Decidueye with poison without dedicating a move slot to a poisoning move. Until we see Decidueye's moveset, we have Clear Smog just in case it does some shenanigans with clearing its debuff and using Nasty Plot or Swords Dance. We use Acid Spray to debuff Decidueye for Venoshock. Nasty Plot powers up Venoshock. Acid Spray, Nasty Plot, and Venoshock are going to be the core 3 moves for a ton of Hisuian Decidueye counters. While Decidueye's poisoned, Venoshock is going to be hitting for a base power of 130. Munkidori has a special attack of 394, we're hitting for super effective damage, will be at +6 special attack from Nasty Plot, Decidueye will be at -6 special defense with Acid Spray, and then Venoshock will be base power of 130 because Decidueye will be poisoned. With all those factors, Decidueye is not going to be able to take more than a couple Venoshocks. This is our best build for solos. Now let's take a look at the bonus support build. Here's our Clefairy support build for the 7-star Hisuian Decidueye Raids. It has max HP EVs, max defense EVs, and we put the final 4 into special defense. It has a bold nature to increase its defense while lowering its attack because we actually won't be doing any attacking. This is strictly a support Pokemon. Our defense and special defense may seem weak, but we have the EV Light held item to boost both of those by 50%. This is such an amazing support build because of the ability Friend Guard. Friend Guard reduces the amount of damage that allied Pokemon take by 25%. Friend Guard does stack. A Pokemon with 1 Friend Guard ally will take 3/4 of the damage it normally takes. A Pokemon with 2 Friend Guard allies will take 3/4 of that damage. So a Pokemon with 2 Friend Guard allies will be taking 56.25% of the damage that they normally would take. Our Clefairy knows Cosmic Power to further boost its own survivability. We have Life Dew to heal our allies. This is especially useful next to our Ogerpon build that cannot heal itself. This build uses Gravity to reduce Hisuian Decidueye's evasiveness. This pairs well with our Fezandipiti, which uses dual Wing Beat to attack, which has an accuracy of 90. But this is also clutch next to any ally that uses an attacking move that doesn't have a base accuracy of 100. Tickle is an incredible move against 7-star Decidueye. It increases the survivability of all of our allies by lowering its attack, and it softens it up for our physical attacking allies by lowering its defense. To best use this build against Decidueye, start off with some tickles to debuff its attack and defense, mix in some life dews when needed to keep your allies alive. Use Gravity if you have an ally or 2 that use attacking moves that don't have an accuracy of 100. Let us know in the comments if you try any of these builds out, or what you are building to take on 7-star Hisuian Decidueye. If you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like, leaving a comment, or using Venoshock on that subscribe button for more Dan Squared. Thanks for watching, and happy Hisuian Decidueye season!